I'm done. You all crossed the line, and I've had enough. Too bad the bad apples want to ruin it for everyone else, but I'm done showing any sign of respect to you guys. Never shown any to me for just stating how I felt. You got me all messed up.
This is MiiaTzu. She's a VTuber with over 23,000 subscribers on YouTube and 14,000 followers on Twitch. Her content is centered around gaming and reactions with a specific focus on the Sonic franchise. Since the start of the year, she has been embroiled in numerous controversies, which have ostracized her from the Sonic community and more. Those against her claim that she is a transphobic racist bigot who farms attention from drama. On the other hand, people who support her say she was harassed and pushed to her limits by trans activists over differences in opinion. Today, we'll be going through MiiaTzu's various controversies to answer a simple question. Is she truly a victim of cancel culture, or is this a product of her own doing? It all started when this short called "I Never Thought I'd Say This" gained attention.
Y'all know the whole LGBTQ stuff. I never liked it. I'm not homophobic. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're lesbian. However, it is a problem when you're talking about transgender stuff. I feel like you're hurting your body. I think you shouldn't be supporting anybody that says that they're a different gender than what they really are. You're hurting your friends. You're actually this gender. No, these people are hurting, bro. You should not encourage that. If someone tells me, oh, call me a he or a she, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna call you by your name. Oh, I'm all of a sudden this gender. That's just not how that works. Anyone is male and female, and you're born with that biological thing. You are male and female, and I feel like I shouldn't be held back by saying what I feel.
This is from a video called "The LGBTQ plus community ... where she speaks about her takes, which include being against sex reassignment surgeries, not respecting people's pronouns, and how she feels out of place online because of her opinion. The whole video feels like a coming out video, but instead of coming out as gay or trans, she's coming out as transphobic. To summarize this 26-minute long rant, she is against trans people for the following reasons. She believes that only male and female are the correct genders, states that transitioning is a form of self-harm, and that it's a social contagion. I'm not here to debate with transphobic talking points, that's not the point of my coverage. What I want to focus on is why she made it. If you check her uploads before this, it was regular content, and there were no known controversies prior to this. This was not a response video to being exposed, or a result of beef with another creator. She willingly uploaded it because she wanted to. She explains within the video that she felt like she was hurting herself by not speaking out and that others share the same sentiments too. The logic here is ridiculous to me. I doubt that anyone was asking you to discuss in depth about trans shit on stream. As far as I was able to see, you focused on gaming and reaction content. So how were you being hurt? I know I'm going to get whiny comments from her fan base and the rightoids who hate trans people, but hear me out. This is a VTuber who wants to appeal to the Sonic community, a fan base that is very accepting of the LGBTQ+, and are known to be progressive. It is one thing to be a creator who happens to make content about Sonic, and another to be one who wants to be accepted within said community. Regardless of what content you make, if you want to appeal to a certain audience, then you have to abide by the standards set by that community. Take for example, the right-wing anime community that features people like revolves and chibi reviews. These people are die-hard free speech absolutionists who will defend things like lolicon to their dying breath. They are against LGBTQ+ and woke content. If you are trying to appeal to that community, you aren't going to go and make a video where you say, we should have gender-affirming care for minors. You'll be shot on sight in that niche. The same logic applies here. Based on the tags on her video and how she moaned about being alienated by her associates, Mia knew and understood the consequences of saying these opinions. She feeds into it too on her Twitter with statements like, Iron Mouse, Mousy says trans rights.
Ain't no way this is real. First time I've seen this.
What's your response if someone accuses you of being transphobic?
They are people who need help. The whole violence thing aside, I never agreed with that take that you just said, but the gender politics is literally because it hurts children, makes them feel less of themselves of who they really are, confused, and that's wrong. Tomodachi Life shouldn't have non-binary as a gender option. This is a kid's game, should be treated as such and not fed lies.
We got fictional characters like robots. Just avoid the button. Who cares? Bro is upset over a button. It's rated E for everyone, which means everyone can play it. This game is not just for kids. Kids don't care.
People are downplaying this hard, really trying to make me look stupid. It genuinely says a lot about a person when they do this, and unironically, people exposing themselves as predators. Especially when people say, you're underestimating kids' intelligence, let them make their own decisions. Like, what? Lol? We have to protect kids and teach them, as it's our responsibility as a parent to take care of them and raise them. Are these people seriously this retarded, or do they forget this exists too?
Not to mention, she crashed out over a chest scar toggle on a Shadow the Hedgehog VTuber model.
What else we got? Top scars. Don't tell me that's what I think it. Oh, are you actually kidding me? They have breast removal toggle. Well, that's gonna be a clip. I am definitely posting this. That's crazy. It look like closed eyes? Yeah, it looks like closed eyelashes. That is so... Oh my god. A biological male. Yeah, it is a biological... Dude, I didn't know this, I swear. I didn't know it had that. Highlight eye and colors? Oh, you can change the colors. It really sucks, though, that, like, they put in so much effort only to ruin it because they freaking put their ideologies in crap. It's so annoying.
It's a toggle. You don't have to use it. That's why you can turn it on and off. You could have skipped it over, but you chose to make it a big deal. You willingly say things that the progressive Sonic community will get mad at you for, and then you act confused when they shit on you for it. Hell, she even accused a former friend/collaborator, Octijaws, of harassment, all because she said trans rights are human rights in the chat.
I'm gonna eat me some spaghetti potatoes.
Octi, are you serious, man? Octi, we were friends at one point. And we can still be friends. I don't mind being your friend. But yet, you're here in my stream and saying trans rights are human rights. And I supported your content and I still supported you even after the whole controversy. I even quote retweeted your video with the edits you made on my Twitter. And yet, you're still here coming to me and harassing me and saying trans rights are human rights. I don't understand, like, if you're trans and you're watching the stream, I could care less. Alright? I don't give a crap. And if you're a nice person, you're a nice person. You don't have to make it your whole personality. And if you don't agree, you don't agree. That's it. Darkin, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships.
Thank you.
Because I guarantee you, Octi was he was sweet. You know, he was sweet. But now he's like, coming in here, hating on the stream. I'm like, you guys switch up instantly. Instantly. As soon as... That is why, do not consider someone as your friend if they instantly switch around because you have a different opinion. What is this?
She claims that it's harassment because it was posted under ill intent. Are you a snowflake? This is one message you decided to crash out about. Look, if she truly did not care about transgenderism, she could have ignored it and focused on her stream. Instead, she has a meltdown and tries to paint herself as the victim when nothing happened. It should be noted that Mia made no effort to ask Octi about her experiences with being trans and ignored her when messaged about the initial video. Mia even misgenders Octi within the clip. For someone who claims that trans people are welcome in her community, her actions say otherwise. Due to her negative views on transgender people and how she goes out of her way to bitch about gender, it was no wonder that MiiaTzu started to be seen as a transphobe. Aside from a few hit tweets here and there, Mia would not find herself in hot water until June of this year. This situation would further ruin her reputation within the Sonic community.
Fuck them kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
On June 6, 2026, MiiaTzu announced on Twitter that she applied and was accepted into Sega's creator program. It took less than 24 hours for her to be kicked out. The official email states, "Hello MiiaTzu, we want to thank you for your participation in the Sega Creator Zone and your contributions to our community. Unfortunately, we're writing to inform you that you've been removed from the Sega Creator Zone. This decision was made for the following reasons. Following an additional review of program eligibility and community safety standards, we've determined that we're unable to continue your participation in the Sega Creator Zone. Your access to the program and Discord server will be removed effective immediately. The program is operated in alignment with Discord's terms of service and community guidelines, as well as Sega's standards regarding creator content, brand safety, and community conduct. As outlined in your acceptance email, removal from the program can occur at any time at Sega's discretion." The only issue I have with this email is its vagueness. Content creators should be informed of what exactly the violations were. Given that they cited an additional review of program eligibility and community safety standards, I believe her application was revoked because it was brought to Sega's attention that she broke this rule in their creator program. Saying or promoting language or acts that can be considered racist, prejudiced, or discriminatory. Considering the behavior we have seen earlier, it is reasonable to conclude that Mia's behavior was prejudiced and discriminatory towards transgender people. Well, obviously Mia and her community did not take it well. On the other hand, the Sonic community celebrated while pointing out how her actions were the reason she got kicked off. Her removal from the Sega Creator Program provides us with important context when it comes to the claim that she attempted to derail a children's charity livestream. Around 2 weeks after she was removed, the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account announced that for the 35th birthday of the character, there will be a livestream featuring various creators from the community. All proceeds gained from the stream will go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, known for treating children with cancer and other pediatric diseases. It's a great way to raise money for a good cause, but what does this have to do with MiiaTzu? If you read the list of creators who will be participating, there is one creator that stood out to Mia and her audience, Emsberry. Ems is another pink-haired VTuber in the Sonic community who is known for her gaming streams and voice acting skits.
Not funny, didn't laugh. Your joke is so bad, I would have preferred the joke went over my head and you gave up retelling me the joke.
It should be noted that she is a part of the Sega Creator Program. Now, Mia has a grudge against Ems, which can be traced back to this tweet criticizing her. "As a VTuber in the Sonic community, we do not approve of you in this community. I literally can't be in the Sonic community without being so out of place because of their mindset on LGBTQ. Then walk on out, buddy." Emsberry does have a good point here. If you feel that you do not belong in a community, then you can exit it and go to a community that does suit your beliefs. Mia can still make Sonic content, but she cannot participate within said community. Gaming is a very broad space. Just because you make videos on a franchise doesn't necessarily make you a part of the community. However, with Mia's application to the Sega Creator Program, we know that she does want to be a part of it. Instead of focusing on her own content, when she saw that Ems was included in the livestream, she said,
It's great that you guys are doing a charity, but you might want to do something about this. Fairness is key, especially when you don't want people to feel excluded. As a gaming community, Emsberry is someone who wants people voted for Trump to have the worst happen to them and wishing death on the president.
Within the screenshots, Mia tries to argue that Emsberry violated the rules Sega has for their creators. The first screenshot shows a tweet by Ems that says, "They missed him?" which references the 2024 attempted assassination of Donald Trump, followed by another tweet that says, "I wish the worst for anyone who voted for that man, I don't care." The second screenshot is Ems criticizing Mia, and the third shows Sega's prohibited content rules that she supposedly violated. Let's address the tweets shown in the first screenshot. These are jokes. Emsbury posted that tweet on the same day the shooting happened. The details of the event were fresh, and people were processing what happened. Ems, in particular, believed it to be staged. She says, "The Trump supporters in my replies, 'I'm cooked, Lamau. It was obviously staged, calm down. If it was real, I wouldn't be joking around so much.' Since this is a reaction image joke, it's a big stretch to claim she wished death on him. It needs to be more direct and specific if we are going to argue she issued death threats. The wishing the worst tweet is a joke tweet in response to the Nintendo Switch 2 delay being caused by the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. If we are going to shit on Emsbury and label her as a terrorist supporter / pro-political violence over jokes, then it should be fair game to label MiiaTzu as a racist for the monkey joke."
Meteor mourning the boss, yep. You're black? I can't be the monkey? Oh, well that makes it that makes it even better, bro. That makes it even better.
The second image shows Mia's true intentions with this reply. She does not care about fairness, she cares about getting revenge against Emsbury because her ego got wounded. It is irrelevant to the point that she is making. The third screenshot gives us context on what supposed rules were violated given the previous two images. Mia specifies that the rules violated are the following: violent or immoral acts, saying or promoting language or acts that can be considered prejudiced or discriminatory, language or acts that promote political or illegal affiliations, ideologies, entities, motives, etc., slander of any kind, promotion of illegal activities, acts that bring disrepute to any of our brands, products, or titles, any other acts, portrayals, or depictions that we may deem as inappropriate. In the three examples cited, none of them violate anything listed. You want to know why? Because they are jokes and criticism. They aren't even edgy at all. I'd argue your monkey joke was more offensive. If we want to argue that Ems is pro-political violence, then you need more concrete and serious examples instead of out-of-context jokes. Also, slander? Really? Ems telling you that you should leave the Sonic community if you are against trans people does not classify as slander. Besides, she didn't lie about you. It's not like we have a video about your thoughts on it, and numerous tweets that gives us a clear picture of your views on the LGBTQ+. You gave Sega all the reasons to kick you off by posting these. If you were removed because of the monkey joke, then we can use the fairness argument. However, it's clear from the community outrage and your email that the reason is because of what you said about trans people. Sega was negligent in their background checks for the creator program. Social media outcry caused them to review the content people were complaining about. Since Sega North America has many employees who identify as trans and are progressive, it's a no-brainer that they would remove you after seeing what you said. Another aspect of this drama is that Mia had the help of a Twitter group known as Sonic Would Love Us in her crusade against Emsbury. Based on their posts and the way other Sonic fans talk about them, SWLU is a MAGA Sonic community. Members of this community, particularly a user known as Crack, encouraged people to harass hosts such as Emsbury and GamesCage. She attempted to derail the charity stream by suggesting people brigade the chat. There was also this guy who drew Ems taking her own life, which Mia thankfully disavowed. Of course, you had people like Revses Desu fanning the flames. Despite all of this though, the charity stream went well. Emsbury was able to participate, and they raised $55,000 for St. Jude's. We can acknowledge that Mia is not responsible for the actions of Sonic Would Love Us, and when it went off the rails, that she disavowed it. However, it is not a lie to say that she attempted to derail a charity stream. The act of using out-of-context joke tweets to get someone kicked off of a charity event over the bullshit excuse of fairness is derailing. You made this livestream that was supposed to be about Sonic's birthday and raising money for sick children into the backdrop of your petty grudge against another creator. It is also very likely that she knew the behavior of the SWLU since she is a member of that Twitter community. Upon looking at the top posts from there, I saw things such as these. Yeah, no wonder they have a bad reputation in the Sonic community. There are more posts like this when you look into them. I find it very hard to believe Mia was unaware that SWLU members act like this. While I do acknowledge that she cannot control these people, she can control who she interacts with. She chose to align herself with them in her attempt to remove Emsbury from the creator program. Mia only distanced herself from the actions of the SWLU when it became bad optics for her. When the Sonic charity drama died down, MiiaTzu got into drama again a month later. This time, her crusade was against artists because they refused her commissions and disliked her for feeding their art into AI. Mia's first crash out against an artist was when she got rejected on VGen. Her tweet states,
So, you're gonna decline my request because I don't have the same think? There goes a close $5,000 you could have earned, but you decided to be unprofessional.
The message reads, Thank you so much for your interest in my work. I really appreciate the support, but I won't be able to accept your commission due to a conflict of ideals. Have a wonderful life. The artist turned you down in a polite manner and your response was to run to Twitter to cry about it? You didn't even censor her art or her name, which led to people harassing her for refusing you. Do you know what most content creators do if they get rejected on VGen? They go to another artist because it's not that deep. Artists have the right to refuse service for whatever reason. When it comes to VTuber models, artists need to be selective on who they work for because the behavior of the VTuber can reflect on them. After all, it is their work that the person uses as the face of their brand. Once they complete the service, they can't really do anything if their client then gets into controversies using the model made for them. Thus, they need to be able to screen each proposal to weigh if the commission would be worth the time and effort. Mia's behavior annoys the fuck out of me because I regularly use VGen. The website is a godsend since it provides filters that you can use in order to find what you want. If you want the artist to take your money and give you what you want, you go for the instant orders. The listing you went for is a custom proposal where the artist reviews your request and decides if they want to do it or not. I criticized Mia for this and she blocked me. I stand by what I said. This bitch is an entitled whiny retard. It shows when she responded to people questioning why she made a call-out post. Why are you doing a call-out post?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because being declined over beliefs is just wrong. It's artwork and your job. Learn to separate that stuff with your clients. I don't care if art requests get declined. It happens, but this here was uncalled for.
I wonder if Mia would argue this if it was a client trying to commission an artist for LGBTQ art, even if it goes against their beliefs.
I think some beliefs make sense, like if you're against LGBT and someone asks you to draw LGBT stuff, you can refuse. Yeah, exactly. Though if someone isn't asking for that and just doesn't agree with you on something, then that's kind of an issue. Exactly, Trickster. It is not about me requesting and going to them to be like, hey, I want you to do this, and be like, draw like, the American Sonic holding the American flag, and then they'll be like, okay, see, I don't want to deal with all that. Then that's understandable. But dude, I'm just requesting a chibi of my character. Like, bro, that's it.
You have got to be fucking kidding me! She's a hypocrite. It's either you believe that an artist has to put aside their personal beliefs when taking commissions, or they have the right to refuse. You have continuously whined on your Twitter and in your streams about how it's so wrong that artists decline clients over beliefs. Yet rejecting a client over not agreeing with LGBT is okay? Make it make sense. Through her non-stop bitching and moaning about this artist declining a commission, it becomes apparent that Mia cannot take no for an answer. It's unprofessional as a client to do all this, and it only deters other artists from accepting your commissions. Not to mention, you really don't want to be known as the person who cannot handle being told no. I think we all know what kind of individuals push back against the word no. While she was crashing out over being rejected, Mia was agreeing that the artist should take the commission or lose to AI art.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, dude. If it was the other way around, you guys wouldn't react this way, okay? You guys keep saying, oh, the artist can choose to do what they want. You know, it's like, dude. And by the way, I'm just trying to spread a message, okay? If it was the other way around, I would be consistent. Okay, well, either way, my point still stands. The fact that you guys are basically completely disregarding the real issue here is actually crazy. I understand that an artist can choose to do what they want, but why does beliefs have to be in the whole thing? Like, what the heck? It's artwork. They're just gonna lose their opportunity. I'm glad I'm not on social media. Yeah, like, dude, it's common sense. You gotta learn to separate those things. Those are not artists, dude. Yeah, do your job or lose to AI. Exactly. Yeah, like, dude, it's a job.
This brings us to another reason why artists hate her. She feeds their work into AI. We see this clearly in a tweet where she says, "Stop putting my work through AI."
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I bought the artwork, therefore I can do what I want with it, especially when it was never stated in TOS.
Then don't be surprised if another artist refuses you, buying art to run it through AI learning machine, thus stealing potential work for the artist while gloating, is really scummy.
If they refuse, that gives us more reason to use it, Lamau, and that's on them, not me. Plus, there's still plenty of artists who accept it regardless.
Nah, this is a bad take. It's common decency.
If you post your artwork online, it's already too late, and there's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't make a difference at the end of the day.
And she wonders why artists don't like her. Her justification for using AI in her content is this.
What I meant by that statement is if I wanted to commission for something specific and it gets declined because I use AI, I have to hold off on posting the work that they made, whether it be in animation or images. So, because of waiting, I'd have to post generative AI for now until the art comes in later.
Look, I'm not someone who treats all use of generative AI as if it were a mortal sin. I think it does have beneficial uses, and it's a technology that is here to stay. However, I am against using it for art, especially when artists do not want their work to be used as training data. As one commenter pointed out, it's common decency. If you want an easier time finding artists who will accept your commissions, don't use generative AI, and don't act like a smug little bitch who boasts about using it. By the way, if you need unique graphics for promos, you can commission a 3D model like MMD or Vroid, then make poses or download them to use in your posts. Another option is to make meme edits with any drawing app. Due to the backlash from Mia acting like a Karen and her constant use of AI, Oriana, the artist who made her original VTuber model, confronted her. "Can you stop putting my work through AI?"
You didn't draw the model, lol.
It's literally my design entirely. You're using something I designed based on your references when we started working. Even if you're no longer using my model, you are still using my design ideas.
I'm talking about art style. I'm not using your artwork.
What art style? This isn't about art style. You're using one of my designs and putting it through AI.
I am not physically going to AI and putting your artwork that you specifically drew onto the program itself. I'm using an artist that is fine with AI with a different art style, their style that isn't yours that you drew. This isn't about design.
It doesn't matter which artwork of this character you put through AI, because it is still entirely based on my original design and property. You made no effort of discussing licensing or anything of that sort with me before doing it either. I agree with Oriana because regardless of which reference you use, it is still a design that she made being put into AI. Take for example your favorite character Silver the Hedgehog. Just because you feed artwork of him done by a pro AI artist into the machine doesn't remove how it is still feeding Sega's designs into AI. In my opinion, the only way this can be justifiable, and I am using that term loosely, is if Mia has a commercial license to the model. However, Oriana said, Mia doesn't have any repurposing or commercial licenses to her live 2D avatar I designed for her, and hasn't attempted to discuss any licensing before using Gen AI. You used the design/avatar I originally made for you and fed it into a AI model without my consent or proper licensing. Even if the artwork was made by a different artist, it's still a derivative of my design linking me to it.
This is not how this stuff works. This is basically like saying if I commissioned someone to draw my character that you designed, it would be wrong. Only difference is AI, which AI already feeds off everyone's data whether you like it or not. It's like taking scuff commissions.
Well, if that's Mia's retarded defense for AI, then she shouldn't have a problem if I do this.
Trans rights are human rights, and anyone who disagrees, they're on the wrong side of history. You have every right to exist, to breathe freely, to love without fear. Your identity isn't up for debate, it's yours. And it matters. You deserve medical care without shame or barriers. You deserve a job where you're respected as you. You deserve pride in your skin. The world needs trans people, exactly as they are.
Your voice and videos are public. You are part of the everyone in your argument. You don't get to act all catty with artists and boast about feeding their work to the machine when it can happen to you too. I can create a VTuber to replace you, Mia. It's not just artists who suffer under the hands of AI. Let me give you a little taste of what it can do.
MiiaTzu isn't just wrong, she's a bigot in a self-righteous skin suit. She calls herself misunderstood while spitting on trans people's lives? Please. You don't get to cry victim when you're actively harming marginalized communities. Trans women are women. Full stop. There is no debate here, only ignorance wrapped in performative sadness for attention. And her nonsense about surgery being destructive? It's medical gatekeeping disguised as concern, and it gets people killed by delaying care they need. If brands or platforms dump her for spewing this hate, good riddance. No platform should give space to someone erasing trans identities.
Think very carefully about your stance on AI before you blab your mouth on social media. In my opinion, these situations highlight how Mia is a nightmare of a client to deal with. She acts like a Karen when people refuse her. If you do work with her, your work will be fed to AI in order to pump out big boob slop on her socials and Patreon. Oh, and if you dare oppose her, her rightoid simps will jump you. It's a lose-lose situation to interact with her as an artist. If you are an artist on VGen and you don't want to deal with her, here's what you can do. This is her VGen profile. You can block her to prevent access to your services. If you are an artist like Cheryl or Oriana, who had to deal with targeted harassment, unauthorized use of AI, and other similar issues, you can report her for that. Though if she does lose her account, expect another meltdown on Twitter.
You are wrong! All of you are wrong!
Given all these dramas that have transpired within 2026, you have to wonder, is MiiaTzu truly dumb and naive that she expected no backlash for her takes? Or is she purposefully leaning into it under the guise of acting nice in order to elicit sympathy? I think we can find an answer through her response to a video criticizing her. In the video titled, "I am done with the Sonic community," she reacts to Cyberpunk Jordan's video on her. I watched this video when I started looking into Mia. It's a decent video that gives the viewer a basic summary of what has happened with her. The only things I did not like about it were that he misinformed people about M's not being a part of the creator program.
But the accusations from these idiots alleged unfairness. If Mia was terminated from the Sega Creator Zone, why was Emsbury allowed on a Sega-sanctioned stream with similar behavior? Not only is this argument immediately invalidated due to the source it's coming from, but the supposed evidence lacks critical context. Emsbury is not a member of the Sega Creator Zone to the best of my research. She was never accepted into the program and therefore is not bound by the terms of service.
And how pretentious he sounds in some parts.
Mia has a not safe for work Patreon account, which normally wouldn't be worth talking about, but it's extremely funny considering her transphobia and racism. I don't know if she's using AI or whatever for this. She's been accused of using AI for thumbnails, but in any case, it's just funny with posts like, "No one will catch us. I want you." And, okay, I actually can't say that one. I will get demonetized for sure. Yet people give $287.20. Never underestimate the power of simps, I guess. You know, you guys should support someone else. Like me. Link in the description.
Aside from those, the criticism was fair. So, what did she have to say for herself? Well, it's a live stream segment, so her thoughts were all over the place, and she contradicted herself on things such as apparently being against harassment, but then it was okay when Emsbury got the taste of her own medicine.
If you're gonna do death threats to those as well, I'm not gonna support you, and I don't want you supporting me. I've mentioned that before. If you guys want some evidence, let me see if I can find it. Let me go ahead and find it. Okay, this is the video. I don't want to be known as the drama, the person that was involved in some kind of drama. Oh yes, that one VTuber that was involved in this, right? Come on. I do not want to be seen as that. Obviously, is most likely too late, at this point. But at the end of the day, my point is, I don't want to see people in my space, even if you agree. If you agree and I catch you harassing other people, cursing at them, saying these violent things, mean things to people that you don't know online, and you're just spending all this time going online as if that's going to solve anything, to random people that you never met in your life, I will be blocking you. The same thing applies the other way around. And how is it a harassment campaign against Emsbury when she literally herself said that she wants to worse on people? It doesn't make any sense. This just doesn't make any sense. Why is it bad at the end of the day for like to have her have a taste of her own medicine, which is getting a backlash, right? So it's like, dude.
This is why I am against live stream responses. Your points will not sound coherent and you will contradict yourself a lot. I believe I can criticize this because my last video was a pre-recorded response which addresses the allegations clearly in chronological order. Since I did address some of the arguments Mia made in defense of herself in the previous chapters of this video, I'm going to pick out a few snippets of the stream that interested me the most. If you want me to do a full breakdown of this response video, like, subscribe, and comment below. The few things I want to go over is how she doesn't want to be political, how she uses donating to St. Jude in defense of the derailment, and her take on Emsbury.
When in general, I just talked about what I was going through, and that's it. You're here for entertainment, you're not here for political stuff. Personally, I don't really think it should be political when it comes to LGBTQ, but unfortunately it has become that way because that's usually what it is when it comes to left or right views. And, so it's like, bro, we're here to just watch stuff, we're not here to have that stuff put onto us. Like, dude, come on.
Speaking about LGBT in the manner that you did is inherently political because you are arguing against how others should live their lives. I mean, for fuck's sake, you did it again on the response when Jordan called you an asshole for your takes.
Turns this bad take into a nuclear one when she starts talking about transgender folks.
However, it is a problem when you're talking about transgender stuff. I feel like you're hurting. Let me fix the screen. Hurting your body. I think you shouldn't be supporting anybody that says that they're a different gender than what they really are. You're hurting your friends. You're actually this gender. No, these people are hurting, bro. You should not encourage that. If someone tells me, oh, call me a he or a she, I'm not gonna do that.
You're not being brave by doing that, you're just being an asshole.
That was that was a very good comeback. You're not being brave by doing that, you're just being an a-hole. You know how many times I've heard that? I've heard that so many times. People are so close-minded and they see it as a personal attack when it's not really that. I understand where they're coming from, where they're saying that we should accept anyone no matter what they do with their life, right? And that's what, and that's a good thing, but at the same time, don't lie to them. Don't lie to them, don't make them live a life that's false. Or main thing is don't force your beliefs on other people, right? That's a big thing. That's a big one. That's why I even talked about it. I understand, but at the same time, it's not what you should be doing. That's not being a good person.
Who are you to dictate how people should express their identity? It's either you accept everyone, or you are okay with policing people's personal choices. You keep harping on about how trans surgeries are self-harm, yet I don't see the same energy for aesthetic surgeries like a boob job, a BBL, rhinoplasty. I don't see you making a fuss over people smoking, doing drugs, and other activities that cause harm to the body. The shit I mentioned are popular things that people do, yet it seems you only speak out when it's about trans people. I'm of the personal belief that people are allowed to partake in all these activities regardless of harm, because at the end of the day, it's their life. It's their autonomy.
The thing is, what I find interesting is that this person keeps bringing up charity streams, right? Trying to derail a charity stream. They're always using that as like ammunition. So I mentioned here, like I said, I feel like people that's been using the charity stream as ammunition never actually cared about the charity. They keep using it as a way to make me look like a bad person. But they're using it in ill purposes. Does anyone else feel the same? You have to consistently bring up the whole charity thing. It's like, I don't know why. But anyways, here's my post where I say, please do not go and hate watch the official charity stream for Sonic's birthday. I know I can't control everyone, but just wanted to put that out there. Simply go donate directly to St. Jude. I did it, but nobody mentions that. So I donated $100 to St. Jude when this was happening, and I said I won't be attending this event on stream, unfortunately, but you can donate directly to St. Jude. I did my part, donated $100. If you wish to donate, go to their website.
Donating $100 does not erase the actions that you did or make it better. You still encouraged boycotting an entire event over your beef with one gal. You attempted to get Ems kicked off, which would have disrupted the livestream because events like that are planned in advance. If you want to help sick children, then help sick children. Do not use that to virtue signal in order to take away your responsibility over the harassment Ems, Barry, and others got because of you and Sonic Would Love Us.
Alleged unfairness. If Mia was terminated from the Sega Creator Zone, why was Emsbury allowed on a Sega-sanctioned stream with similar behavior?
Because she has the numbers. She has the numbers, she knows the people, she can easily just get up there and be fine. She's a big streamer. I only just started. I've only been streaming for a year and some change.
Not only is this argument immediately invalidated due to the source it's coming from, but the supposed evidence lacks critical context.
What?
Emsbury is not a member of the Sega Creator Zone, to the best of my research.
I don't care if she's a part of the Creator Zone. I don't care if she's on it or not. It's the fact that she's in that stream after what we saw. I don't care whether she's in the Sega Creator Program or not. It's what they were streaming, allowing her in that stream. I don't give a crap about the freaking dang fake. Why do people are like so bent on me getting kicked out more than me, myself, even being upset about being kicked out? They're more happy about it than me even caring at all about being removed. It's like they care more than I do. It's like, why? Like, bro, I don't care about the stupid program. Don't forget, these are the same people who think Karen Strasman and Mike Pollock are problematic. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are. They think so. And even went after the Japanese Sonic voice actor. Yes, and the Amy Rose voice actor, right? For the Paramount Amy Rose voice actor. They always tend to forget about it because they just care about the content that they are pushing out, really. So, I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know much about the Sonic creator groups and such. I never really cared whether she was in the program or not. I never even bothered checking if she was in the program or not. I don't give a crap. It was mainly because of the fact that they were putting her in a charity stream, knowing what she said. I think as a company, you wouldn't really want someone to talk about that stuff, especially the death of other people.
She was never accepted into the program and therefore is not bound by the terms of service. Sega liked.
So they're saying that it doesn't matter because she wasn't accepted in the program. So because she wasn't accepted in the program, she doesn't have to abide by the terms of service? Are we really gonna use this argument? Oh my god. There's no way. It doesn't matter what program or what you're doing. It's the fact that you're in a stream.
It's not because Emsbury is a big creator and as a part of the creator program, she is subject to the same rules. We already established that what you are accusing her of, being pro-political violence, does not have legitimacy because they are out of context jokes. Mia, You have a nearly 30-minute long video that everybody can watch where you talk about how you believe transitioning is a social contagion and that sex reassignment surgery is self-harm. There is more evidence and substance to the claim that you are transphobic rather than M's praising violence. By the way, you clearly do care about being kicked off of the program when you keep bitching about it and you try to use the rules to kick M's off. The drama cycle is fast in the VTuber space. People only keep talking about you because you yourself keep instigating. Not to mention, you were justifying the harassment that Emsbury faced. What's not included in this response video, but I believe is an important aspect to mention, is how Mia insisted on wanting to stay away from drama to engaging with it more in the span of 2 months. Here's a clip from 2 months ago.
I don't want to be known as the drama, the person that was involved in some kind of drama. Oh yes, that one VTuber that was involved in this, right? Come on. I do not want to be seen as that. Obviously, is most likely too late, at this point. But at the end of the day, my point is, I don't want to see people in my space, even if you agree. If you agree and I catch you harassing other people, cursing at them, saying these violent things, mean things to people that you don't know online, and you're just spending all this time going online as if that's going to solve anything, to random people that you never met in your life, I will be blocking you. The same thing applies the other way around. Alright? Both sides. I don't care. I do not want that kind of stuff in my space. That's it. I simply want to continue making content for Sonic and other things. These are my streams, and if you have a problem with it, just simply stop watching, go do something else. And I hope you find other things to do that is much of a better hobby than coming here and spending your time trying to do all these things. Okay? Thank you. That's all. And I will not be talking about this from now on, please. I simply want to continue moving forward, and I just wanted to put this out there. Alright? If I catch you doing anything, no matter what side you're on, you will be removed, and you will be banned. Thank you.
Now, she insists on talking about it because she wants to make a change to fight off the big influencers and label the trans Sonic fans as harassers. You literally keep feeding into it every month. Have you tried shutting the fuck up for once? And putting the Sonic content in the bag? I believe that she does this on purpose. She obviously knows what she's doing. She wants to farm sympathy from rightoids so that she'll have people who will defend her and harass the people she hates. It's clear to see since she's not good at being manipulative. She's pretty fucking retarded, all things considered. The Sonic Would Love Us community and other right-wingers are desperate for any form of support, so they side with her. Even if siding with a VTuber who likes posting lewds and NSFW content on her Patreon should be against their principles, but you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together.
Well, now you're gonna get it, motherfucker! That's right! You and me! Right now! We're having it out! Let's go! Come on! Come on!
This brings us to the present. As seen at the start of the video, she snapped by declaring that she's done with the backlash and is now openly transphobic. This is extremely cringe. Look, you're already open about your stances. You don't need to announce it like you're the main character of an anime. Of course, you have the right-wing anime grifter community gassing her up, and the lefties mocking her. After she posted her transphobic AI photo, she said the following.
Thank you for sticking around, guys. You all are awesome. It's been really hard, and I just can't believe that things had to turn out this way over me saying how I felt. It must be exhausting, living a life by being so hateful and spiteful. People seriously need to learn to communicate and not jump straight to conclusions. The people that hate me so much never block me, and the ones that do, they comment about me or screenshot stuff about me. They don't care about me as a person, just what I said that hurt their feelings. I'm really, genuinely upset. I want to understand them, but I just can't at all after all the hatred I received just from stating how I felt and do no harm. I wanted them to be aware, but not bash on me over it, just like how I was always aware of how they felt but never did anything harmful to them, mentally or physically. I was expecting this when I said that trans surgeries are bad earlier this year, but man, it sure has dragged on for so long now. I didn't realize people can actually be this hateful. We'll keep pushing through, and let's make today an awesome stream. I'll see you all at 12 p.m. EDT. Love you all.
Why the fuck would people care about your feelings when you say discriminatory shit about them? You are not owed kindness. You are not owed respect when you cannot reciprocate it. You are aware that saying these opinions will get you backlash and people correctly labeling you as transphobic. You try to police people over their personal choices, then act surprised when you get shit on by the same people. They can talk shit about you. That's the reality of the internet. You never gave Emsbury grace or the benefit of the doubt when you were accusing her of being pro-political violence. You don't care about her as a person, just what she said to you that hurt your feelings. It's always rules for thee, but never for me. With you, MiiaTzu, it is you who keeps dragging the drama on by crying about how you're such a victim. Speaking of which, the cherry on top is this post.
Why do people like to play victim so much in the trans community? Holy crap, lol. You're not a victim. You have the same rights as everyone else, but you get annoying because y'all love to harass and be the most angry people out there. If you keep acting this way, no one will listen to you and your movement.
This is peak projection coming from someone who keeps blabbing her mouth about how she's such a victim over receiving backlash from her behavior. The fundamental reason why people don't like MiiaTzu is not because she's transphobic or she uses AI. It's because she's a bitch. She constantly instigates drama, and when she gets pushed back for it, cries victim. Nobody is stopping her from speaking her mind, and I believe in the right of free speech. However, she cannot throw numerous tantrums on her streams and Twitter when her controversial takes have the effect of being controversial. If Mia wants to be liked and accepted by the Sonic community, artists, and other VTubers, then she needs to abide by the standards set by those communities. If you don't want to do that, then you should expect that you will be ostracized. I don't understand why she keeps insisting upon forcing herself into spaces where people cannot stand her. Why not fully pivot into the Asmongold orbit where she can bitch about the woke agenda? I'm sure that community will accept you. The concept of networking seems lost on people like Mia. Your behavior alienates potential friends, collaborators, and even sponsors. It is apparent that you do not treat people with respect, and you cannot handle being told no. If that's the career you want as a VTuber, then go live that life, but stop crying victim when you experience the consequences of your choices. Stop harassing people when they don't want to associate with you. This also goes for her retarded fanbase and people like Chibi Reviews, Revses Desu, and all the other right-wing AI bros. You are not entitled to people's kindness, their respect, or their services when you go out of your way to antagonize them. Instead of going around on Twitter trying to farm drama, you know what Mia can do? She can focus on growing her own community and being a normal VTuber on YouTube and Twitch. Drama comes and goes. Most people will not pay attention to her if she posts things like this.
Yeah! Yeah! No! No! Guys, I was doing it. I'm doing it! I'm doing it! I'm doing it! I'm doing it! No! Shut up!
Instead of that. I sincerely doubt she will take this advice because if we compare the engagement between the two posts, she gets more clout off of playing the victim. I know I'll get retarded comments from the Gacha Life community or Mia herself, calling me a hypocrite for covering the situation. For context, I just came back from being cancelled by those guys over saying retard and being edgy. I believe that experiencing that situation gives me a unique perspective compared to all the other people who have covered Mia. The fundamental difference between her and I is the desire to appeal to a specific community. While I may use a gacha avatar, it's not because I'm from the community or want to appeal to it. It was a free way to get a good quality PNG tuber while I've been trying to commission a VTuber model to use. I simply like talking about gacha drama. I'd rather have a small community who actually watches me for me than woke scolds who only show up for my most popular videos. MiiaTzu is a different case because she wants the Sonic fanbase, a trans-accepting community, to accept her even when she is transphobic. There are two choices you can take in situations like these. Apologize and conform to the community's standards, or double down on your beliefs and accept the consequences that happen. I experienced being banned off of those communities and had a few artists reject my commissions over what happened, but that's the reality of doubling down. Yet you don't see me inciting harassment towards artists and other creators over it. You take the opportunity to make content that you like and cater to people who would actually accept you. Make Sonic content for your fans, but don't expect the Sonic community as a whole to praise you. If you stick to making content and move on from the situation, nobody would talk about you anymore. She doesn't want that though, with the way she constantly stirs up drama about her transphobic takes. The downfall of MiiaTzu's reputation is not a result of cancel culture or harassment. It was brought by her own hand. I believe she's an opportunist who uses a Mean Girls-esque persona of voicing discriminatory opinions in a nice way to farm sympathy while going after people she hates. While she can grift right in order to have people who will instantly defend her, I think there will be limits to it. Her behavior towards artists gave us a look into her personality as a whole. The inability to accept rejection and her knee-jerk reaction to run to Twitter to make a fuss show how she believes she is entitled to people because she was nice.
It really sucks because I had a really good animation that someone was doing for me, and unfortunately they didn't do it because of the controversy. And I cannot believe that people overlook everything. I'm complimenting how good you are at what you do and things like that because that doesn't have to do with ideology. If you make it your whole personality and you wish to block me just because of that, why? I talked about what I felt, so you guys do the same thing all the time. You celebrate your trans every month, or every June or whatever. It's so why can't I? You know? And if you don't agree, you don't agree. You don't need to block me or stop having commissions done because you don't agree with what I say.
It shows that her kindness is transactional. If Mia was actually nice and accepting, she wouldn't be launching tirades on Twitter over a simple rejection or banning people for sending one message that says trans rights are human rights. She could have written tweets promoting artists who do like working with her. She could have ignored that message and continued on with her stream to show that she is okay with differing opinions. Instead, she creates drama every few weeks when people don't pay attention to her. My prediction is that by the end of the year, she will fully pivot into the right-wing grift with woke bad gaming content and even more crying about how the Sonic community hates her. I have no sympathy whatsoever for MiiaTzu, and I look forward to the next drama she finds herself in.
Counting or not counting the 41%?
I don't think so, bitch.
I always knew they were fake.